What is up, everyone? And add Micah Parsons to the list of unhappy, disgruntled players entering the final year of their current deals. The Cowboys star defensive end slash linebacker has officially requested a trade out of Dallas, and he sent out a whole statement, which we will look at right now, and I will read to you. It'll be long, so let me read this pretty fast. All right, here we go. So he said, where's the beginning? Because, all right, here we go. I guess we'll start here. Yes, I wanted to be here. I did everything I could to show that I wanted to be a Cowboy and wear the star on my helmet. I wanted to play in front of the best fans in sports, make this America's team once again. Let's get to the important stuff. Unfortunately, the team did not want to start any negotiations. At that point, he's talking about at the end of the third season in the league with 2 years left on his rookie contract. I was okay with that and didn't complain and wanted to focus on the 24 season. After the season, I told my agent once again to let the team know we're open to negotiate. The agent informed him to wait. I'm summarizing here, to wait for other deals to get done. Apparently, Micah Parsons said, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to get every single dollar. I just want to get a deal done and make sure I'm a Cowboy long term. This is before any of the other pass rush deals got done. All right, here we go. In March, I met with Mr. Jones to talk about leadership. Somehow the conversation turned into him talking contract with me. Yes, I engaged in the back and forth in regards to what I wanted for my contract, but at no point did I believe this was supposed to be a formal negotiation. And I informed Mr. Jones afterward that my agent would reach out thinking this would get things done. Obviously, things didn't get things done. And the team apparently decided to go silent, according to Micah Parsons. No call, no text, no nothing. So they left them pretty much there. And apparently, again, the team decided to go silent. At that point, we decided we would allow the team to reach out to us whenever they decided they wanted to talk. Yet still not a call, email, or text to my agent about starting a negotiation. Up to today, the team has not had any single conversation with my agent about a contract. Not one demand has been made by my agent about money or years or anything else. Still, I stayed quiet. But again, after repeated shots at myself and all the narratives, I've made a tough decision. I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. My trade request has been submitted to Stephen Jones personally. All right, so the part that he's saying about repeated shots at himself, I think he's talking about Jerry Jones in a press conference saying something about Micah Parsons essentially having been injured and not having played a few games last year. I guess if you're starting to think that things are personal, of course you would take that personal as well. This is business, just like the Terry McLaurin situation, just like the Trey Hendrickson situation. This is, I hope, the last time that I will explain how I feel about it. The way I feel about it is Costco. I'm going to use Costco as an analogy. Costco, yes, the wholesale store Costco, right? They want your business. Costco, a.k.a. Micah Parsons, wants the business from the Dallas Cowboys and vice versa, obviously, because when you're buying a Costco card, you want Costco's business as well. You're trying to get the deals that Costco has to offer. You're trying to get what Micah Parsons has to offer as the Cowboys. So in this analogy, Micah Parsons is Costco. So Micah Parsons wants you to sign up for business with him. So when you sign up for a 1-year subscription of Costco, imagine on the 10th month of that, Costco being upset that you haven't renewed for a next season or next year, and now they're threatening to not give you the last 2 months of membership that you already agreed on. That's how I feel about this. Micah Parsons signed a 4-year/5-year rookie deal. That is the contract that comes with every rookie. That is your contract. So he is under contract for 5 seasons. This is his 5th season. He is due to make a little over $21 million this year. That is the contract that you're currently under, and now you're upset because you don't have a new one while you're still 80% through that rookie deal. So that's why I use the Costco analogy. So again, you might renew, but you don't have to renew. So if I'm Dallas and Jerry Jones, would it be smarter to renew? Probably. Micah Parsons is a stud, and I would say he's pretty much worth getting paid what he deserves, for sure, for the next 5 seasons moving forward. But you don't have to. You don't have to just yet. So we'll see how this plays out. Ultimately, the big question for me becomes, will he or will he not be traded? I don't think he will be traded. I think Jerry Jones does this. He did this with CeeDee Lamb. People were all upset. Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, why haven't you guys played paid CeeDee Lamb, and he did the whole hold-in thing as well and hold-out stuff. And ultimately, a deal got done, and it's been a year. And is there any complaints? Is there any bad stuff going on with CeeDee Lamb? No, it's business. So Micah Parsons, fair game as well to put out this statement. You want to use your leverage. You want to try to rush them to make a negotiation before the season starts because obviously you don't want to get injured during your last year. I respect that. I understand that. I don't have an issue with Micah Parsons playing the game of business as well. But what I do have an issue with is people acting like Jerry Jones is committing some kind of crime. It's not a crime. Sometimes you play chicken with the player and see if he'll take a better deal. Maybe with the desperation, maybe he'll take it. And he can put out all this, he can scream and shout and put on a tweet. Ultimately, the team controls him for the next 3 years because he's under contract this year. Next year, if they really want to, they can franchise him, which if I'm Micah Parsons, I wouldn't want. I'd rather have a long-term deal. The year after that, they could also franchise tag him. So technically speaking, the Cowboys have his rights for 3 more years. So again, I wouldn't trade a player like Micah Parsons. We get to the negotiating table. I think it's messed up that Jerry Jones tried to negotiate with him personally. I do agree with that. Like, that's not how the business works. He has an agent for a reason. And I'm not even blaming Micah Parsons for having the conversation with Jerry Jones. Like, no, like if you're having a conversation, it shouldn't be all like, I don't want everything to be super like unionized where you just, as soon as Jerry Jones is like, hey, how are we doing with the contract? You got to be like, can't talk about it, talk to my agent. No, like be a person. But that's on Jerry Jones too for like trying to put any kind of value to that conversation ultimately. Like let the agent do his job and he'll negotiate. It just keeps things cleaner that way. So ultimately, like I said, I don't think he's getting traded from the 3, from Terry McLaurin, Trey Hendrickson, and Micah Parsons. The one I would think is most likely to be traded, honestly, is probably Trey Hendrickson. And the reason I think that is because the Bengals are so capped out by paying T. Higgins, by paying Jamar Chase, by paying Joe Burrow, that if they pay big, big money to Trey Hendrickson, they are capped out basically with 4 players. That's it. So I don't know that it would be smart for them to do that. It might be smarter for them to trade Trey Hendrickson, get some younger value in return and some picks, and use those picks to get youth on defense to help within the lifespan of those other contracts on the offensive side of the ball. And Terry McLaurin, he's 30, and I think he's demanding to be paid a lot. He wants more than DK Metcalf money, but I mean, I think essentially they find a middle ground. I think Terry McLaurin can't really afford to be losing another season, considering he is 30. He's a little bit up there. So, and really he hasn't ever been – he's paid decent, but he's never gotten the big wide receiver money. So I think with – even if he wants more than $33 million essentially. But I think if he gets even $30 million, that's like a 100% raise for him. He's going to double up what he's making. So I think – that one is most likely to get done at some point soon. Micah Parsons, I think, will get done as well. Just like CeeDee Lamb, there's still 4 or 5 weeks left of camp. But Trey Hendrickson is the one I think would most likely end up in a trade. However, I think most of these get resolved. But, there hasn't been there's not a lot of trades usually in football, but maybe things are turning now, and maybe Trey Hendrickson will be the first one. I could be wrong, but that's just my hunch on this.